What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All Things Super. I am one of your hosts, Spider, and I am joined by Mr. VIP, Frankie Washington. How are you doing today, sir?
I am infinitely awesome. Thank you for asking. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic. I am doing wonderful. I'm excited about this episode, but you're going to find out why in just a minute. You're going to have to slurp like that.
What's going on? What's going on? What do you mean you're excited about the episode?
Right?
Hey, man, what I do with my wife is my business. What's going on with this episode? But, you know, you got to do what works. If it works.
If it works, it works. But what does work is you being here with us at All Things Super. And if you don't know what All Things Super is, each and every week, we take a piece of superpowered TV shows, movies, trailers. We react to it. We break down. We review it. We talk about it. And we ask the question, is it super? We try to figure that out. Is it?
Is it?
But if you like that, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified whenever we have a new episode come out. You can find us on all of your major podcast streaming services. And if you want to join in the conversation, you can tweet at us at ATSuperPod. But the reason that I'm so excited about this episode is because I know
people know
we've been cascading through some new shows. We had She-Hulk, we have House of the Dragon, so you know we got these new shows going on, but there is not a new show, but the return of one of the most beloved animated series on television today. We have the start of season 6 of Rick and Morty.
Thank God Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland is back again. Now, listen, don't get it twisted. They have other shows. I think I was telling you one time about Solar Opposites that they have on Hulu. Not both of them. I think Justin Roiland kind of EPs that one. And you were telling me about another show Dan Harmon was coming out with. Nope, that was Justin Roiland too.
Yeah.
And then Justin Roiland has been popping up on like other people's stuff. And Dan Harmon is, I'm sure he's busy. I'm sure he's busy. Justin is busy too. Clearly, he's on a lot of stuff, and I'm happy he's back doing what he does best, which is being himself with these awesome characters. But here is where this one stands out above the rest. I think in terms of writing, I think in terms of comedy, I think in terms of rewatchability, lovable factor. We're talking about Rick and Morty. We're talking about Rick and Morty. So there's no way you could talk about Rick and Morty without spoiling it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I just had a vision that they were doing it, and it's like handing the mic out. There it is.
There it is.
Spoiler warning: if you haven't seen Rick and Morty, look, we're not. This show's about to be different for you because we're not even gonna make you wait. Rick and Morty, super. Let's go. We're about to just talk about why it's super. Spidey, we're past spoiler warnings.
Right.
We did the intro. Monologue's done. Rick and Morty already super. If you haven't been watching Rick and Morty, season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They learned that from so many man. You need to catch up. This is one of the shows that's more than water cooler talk. This is more than one of those shows that's better than just couch potato rambling. This is a show. This has got so many different beats. I'm gonna let Spider go ahead and get into his, because when I get into mine, I'm gonna need some more juice.
No, one thing I had to do, I had to go back because I feel like it's been forever since we had season 5. I had to go back and watch the last episode of season 5 so I could kind of catch up on where we left off. And the funny thing about it is I started watching episode 1 of season 6. I probably got like a minute into it, and I was like, well, hold up, let me watch season 5 last episode to see where we left off at. And honestly, it may not pick up like right after, but it definitely goes right into it.
Yeah, some time has passed.
Some time has
You can
passed.
totally see that they were stranded on there for a little while.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't know if Dan Harmon really hates MCU and Marvel because they're ripping on each other, man. It's like Marvel's like, keep joking. I'm gonna keep getting your writers. Keep joking. I'm gonna keep scratching the writers. And Dan and
That might be
Justin
the
like,
animosity.
bring it, because they go right to Marvel. Last season they had a Marvel joke talking about go see the latest Marvel. All these kids are jizzing over it. And I thought, that when you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
And we're at it again because these guys are trapped in the Citadel. And guess who's tapping on the window? Captain Marvel. It's Space Beth. Right? We wanted her back anyway. Where's Space Beth all this time?
Exactly.
There's a lot of other galaxies out there, and they didn't have Rick and Morty.
They didn't have Rick C-137.
Yeah, because evil Morty killed them all. So we're picking up, like you said, right where we left off, and it's good to see that we didn't miss a beat because we want to know, where do we go from here with evil Morty going past the finite curve and into another universe where Rick is no longer the smartest man?
Right.
We want to know, how does the story even really continue? And they did not disappoint when they came in with the evil Rick storyline, which they already had hinted at. He was already chasing them down. He never could find them. He goes back to the house because, again, Space Bat comes through and saves him, sends everybody home. Rick goes to reset the portal fluid, ends up resetting the portal travelers. Everybody goes back to their home dimension, and you're reminded that, yes, Morty is not from that dimension. You're reminded that Rick is not from that dimension.
Neither
and
is
I
Jerry.
had some people, and neither was Jerry. And not only did they give you that, they showed you or talked to you about where the swap happened.
Right.
Jerry, I think it was season 1, episode 2.
When they left him, they had to check him in. Are you sure this is our Jerry? I don't know.
I don't know. And it's so funny. He's like, I'm leaving. That was always an option. When he got outside and there was an alien world, he just, I'm going to go back on inside.
Exactly.
Because ain't nothing I can do out here. And to find out that, the question was like, well, why the vets didn't go to their universe? That was their universe. And Space Bet and Mom Bet, or Domesticated Bet, I forgot what they call her, she's a clone. So it's still the same universe. Right. But everyone else had to go home. You got to see Savage Jerry, which was the Jerry that grabbed the shotgun and wasn't letting them Cronenbergs take over his goddamn town.
Right.
And you got to see evil Rick, who's tormenting C-137. So you think he really remembers that he killed his wife?
I think
How many other Dianes have he killed?
That's a good question. But I think he does remember because maybe that's a good question, going into how many Dianes that he killed, because when Rick finally got to, when C-137 Rick finally got to evil Rick's lair, it was like this video, like whoever I'm talking to, like he was anticipating not just Rick coming back after him, he was anticipating like anybody. So this dude has been out wronging all kind of people.
Yeah, and at the same time, he must have known about the reset because he responded inside the chamber, which I'm sure was kind of laser-proof, bulletproof. Rick,
absolutely,
plans for everything. To say, is it him or is it a clone? And, you're kind of wondering the question. Well, is it him or is it a clone?
Or is it me?
Rick do all these things. Like, why wouldn't he be like? And even Morty had to bring him back in. He's like, you're going down there, it's a trap.
Exactly.
You're going to die. And he was a voice of driven by emotion. Like, you just went back to your home base. This thing that you set out on this journey to do, you didn't do, even though you tried to do it. you kind of took the constellation prize. Okay, I'm going to settle and try to live with a reality where my daughter exists and my wife is gone. There's so many unanswered questions still, because in all the realities and all of them, Diane's not alive, or are you not journeying to those realities because if you're there, it could jeopardize her safety.
Right. Because I mean, he blamed himself so much that he created the Diane, just like the android voice, to just like you said, always be a room away, because if he were ever to lay eyes on her, you know, it would hurt too much, and just constantly blaming him and constantly putting him down. And just like, how much did he want to beat himself up that he created this whole artificial intelligence to berate him and just tell him everything is his fault?
Yeah, that's what a marriage is right there, buddy. Rick got it. He understands. No, that's crazy, right? To put that much, and this is nothing new. Again, you're getting classic Rick and Morty, because how many times have we seen self-loathing come from Rick, and the gray morale and the underappreciation of nothing exists, and to nihilist to an extent, and at the same time still thinking, man, this guy is troubled, and the only solace that he was able to find can't even really have that, because now we got a murdering Rick trying to, I guess, finish the job.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, Morty was trying to kill him too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he killed all the other ones. His hands are not clean.
No,
there's
not
blood on them hands. What'd you think about the episode? Not is it awesome? We already covered that.
No, I thought the episode was great. I thought that because, like, probably what I'm sure a lot of people did, they rewatched season 5 before getting into season 6, but it did a pretty decent job. Well, I mean, that's why I said some people.
A real fan over here. Rick and Morty. Rick.
But no, it was a good way to kind of explain what happened, you know, in the Citadel, but then also at the same time progress the story, be able to move forward and be able to see, you know, we've never really gone back. Well, maybe like once or twice in a previous season, but we never really gone back to their home universe. And then the fact that at the end of it, they fuck it up with the whatever the little cute alien thing was. It's like, we gotta find another universe. And then how comfortable they are with burying, you know, variants of themselves.
They're doppelgangers.
Yeah, it is just, they're all like numb to it at this point, because they were leaving to go, like, they were leaving to go find Jerry, leaving to go do something, and Beth was like, well, oh no, when they originally got teleported back to their home universes, and Beth was like, well, where's the original Rick and Morty? And someone was just like, dead in the backyard. Just like, not a single care. But
and all those callbacks.
Yes, that's the great thing about the callbacks.
So it's so relevant, right?
But yeah, I thought it was I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a lot of, you know, like you said, we got Rick and Morty back. It's the same fun, it's the same, you know, wittiness, it's the same, you know, but still kind of hit you in the guts, because you feel all of this, and it's just like, this was a troubled dude. Like, we know that Rick is unstable. We know that he has a lot of problems that he hasn't dealt with, and you know, he's going through a lot of self-harming tendencies to basically punish himself for everything that happened. But it's like, just to see exactly how much not only is he punishing himself physically, but he's punishing himself mentally too.
Here's the thing. We're building up to this 137. Let's call him Rick Prime, or Prime Rick.
Yeah.
Again, we already hit the spoiler warnings, but you seen Jerry, Savage Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
Slice the neck of Prime Rick. Keep thinking Prime Rib.
Rick
Clearly, I'm
Prime.
hungry.
Rick Prime.
Yeah, so when I said slice the neck of Prime Rick, I was thinking carve
Prime.
up that goodness. Anyway, so the healing factor on Rick Uno is off the charts. His neck healed almost instantly.
Yeah.
So we're on a quest of some kind to find out how can we kill this Rick. Because
Well, I
we
feel like,
deemed that this Rick was horrible due to the since he killed Diane
yeah.
and caused all this going on. We got to follow somebody. It's 137, right?
Well, I feel
I
like
mean,
if anybody would know how to kill him, Rick would know how to kill him, right? Because
well, Rick would also know that Rick would know how to kill him.
yeah, I see the paradox.
Is Rick 137 using Morty to bait Rick Uno?
I don't think so, because I don't think Rick Prime cares about Morty or any Mortys. It seems like because I mean, we saw him run into Savage Jerry and he was by himself. Do you think that he's going to want a Morty by his side after everything that he's done?
Remember, factual wise, Morty's cover up Rick genius level IQ brainwaves so
Right.
they can't
Yeah.
be tracked. So even though he's not with a Morty, I don't think he has a Morty that far away that he can't until they explain how he's able to move around and not be tracked. And with an infinite amount of Ricks to come after you at some point, you would think you got some type of backup. Or maybe he did to Morty after he discovered how to self-heal. And now he doesn't need a Morty.
Could be true.
Do we, and the question is for the next episode, do we, and there's no way of knowing, but I think Spider knows. He always knows. Do we see Bird Person? Do we see Bird Person's daughter? Do we see Bird Person attempt to reach out to his daughter? The last time we saw Bird Person, Rick had brought Bird Person back alive from Phoenix Person to Bird Person, and the truth of the matter came out that he had a daughter.
Yeah.
And with Tammy. And it screwed up because Rick had that information and Bird Person was ready to die because he was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, Rick had his ace card, he pulled it out, giving Bird Person a second chance at life, which was great, of course, given the motivation he needs to come out of the situation of trying to die. But again, Rick selfishly had that information and only used it when it was beneficial
for him. Right.
So it's no secret that Bird Person is kind of pissed off of Rick, but at the same time, he flew off because he wants to know about his daughter.
Yeah.
So do you think that's this season 2, episode 2, something that we won't see until close to the end of the series?
I think I want to say it's probably mid season that we'll see that. I don't know how many episodes season 6 has.
Season 6, Rick and Morty has, here's a prediction.
We got 10 episodes.
10 seasons. 10 episodes. I got it wrong? No, I got it right. I know I did.
But
you know why? It's the truth juice.
The truth juice. But no, I think that's something that's probably going to be mid-season that we see Bird Person come back. They may allude to it, there's like the kind of mid-credit scenes or whatever. They might allude to Bird Person maybe within the next couple episodes, but as far as getting him back into the storyline, I think that might come mid to late season.
But here's the thing again, Spider, where do we go? Even though this episode picked up great, gave you all the Rick and Morty beats, we're kind of still, I think we were talking about this earlier. It's almost like a soft reboot. New villain. Space Bet said she will come around more often so we get to see more of her.
Yeah.
She's dealing with those abandonment issues because she really kind of loves Summer. So the two best decide they're going to work it out and get it together. Clearly, she's going to make her a little better. And then we get to see that play out. But the question is, where do we go from here? Like, I know they got some stuff lined up, but
yeah. I just know that they definitely have to. Of course, we got the whole thing about the portal fluid being tampered with, so they can't really do interdimensional travel the way that they always did. They said they had to go about it the hard way because at the end of the episode, they had to find a new Earth to go to where they had all died, and so that they can take their place, in life in that universe. So I would imagine that one of the first things that will need to be tackled is to how to get the portal fluid back to where, the way it was so they can travel freely, because I'm sure that Rick C-137 is going to want to continue his hunt on Rick Prime. So he can't do that without being able to travel dimensions easily. But I think that in their attempts to get it fixed, I don't know, maybe we get some more additional adventures with them, going off somewhere else and having to deal with something. But I mean, it's a little bit, I guess, kind of old hat at this point, because we can see obviously the last part of season 5, it was talking about, Morty wanted it to go back because Rick left and Morty wanted to go back on adventures and everything. And that's when their final adventure, or final up to this point, was destroying the Citadel. So do we go back to this, adventures in random universes and random planets having any kind of, impact on the existence there because they're trying to save somebody or help somebody, or Morty falls in love with a female of another species and gets entangled in some kind of civil war or something? Do we go back to that? Because that's what kind of Rick and Morty is at the crux. It's a multi-dimensional travel show because they're going and doing all of these different adventures in these different places. So, I mean, I feel like that's got to be the two plot A, plot B.
It's no secret. It's no secret we're getting Vindicators or some kind of Vindicator something, because Adult Swim released a short Vindicator shorts.
Okay.
And I think why would you do that and not get people ready? It's like 6 episodes of little shorts about the Vindicators.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't remember the Vindicators, again, you need to go back and watch earlier seasons. But I don't think they're going to do that and not do that. And it has been confirmed as well that Morty gets a new love interest. Mm-hmm. Clearly, we saw Jessica, who has been a love interest for 5 seasons, become a time goddess.
Yeah. I don't know how else to explain that.
She's on some other shit right now. So she's going to do time goddess shit, which means she's living everywhere all at once at the same time, or she's seeing time, or she could do something with time. I don't know. So we may see some of Jessica. We may not see some of Jessica. We might get a new love interest, which is not the first of Morty. Morty, remember when he was jumping dimensions, he had another love interest then, had a whole life with her, and survived the plane crash and saw her, and they got together, and then Jerry kind of hit the remote and reset it, and then he lost it all again. So it's not impossible for him to move on. And don't forget, he was with Planetina for a little bit,
and that relationship was
broke Planetina heart.
All kinds of toxic.
Do we see Planetina come back with a rage and fuck you, Morty Smith? I remember her words.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morty might want to Voltron up. I mean, at the new intros, any leading indicator, which they change it every season, we have flying squirrels. We got Jerry in a mech suit. We got a lot of things going on in these intros that sometimes it's in the show, sometimes it's not in the show. But I would like to see what's going on. I would like to know why is Morty butter, and he's a part of a delicious breakfast. Um, you saw that in the intro, right?
Yeah.
Morty was butter.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a lot of stuff that's questionable, and again, that's not a bad thing for this show. You want to question almost everything. Do we get another interdimensional cable episode?
I feel like they can't do a Rick and Morty season without it.
Justin Roiland doing improv, I can't see them not taking the opportunity to jump on it. I mean, it is what the fans want.
Yeah,
we like to see Justin do his thing. Clearly, it's comedy gold, and to give the man an opportunity to just legendary stuff. Rick and Morty, come on, Rick.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Clearly, y'all don't see my dance. The dance.
You gotta watch the video.
You
gotta go to YouTube and watch the video version.
I mean, if you just a podcast guy, you're missing all of that. All right, never mind. Rick and Morty, Spider, come on, man. You're holding back. Why don't you tell these people why they should be watching us and not Rick and Morty?
Well, I feel like they already been doing that.
Clearly, out there this far into the video, either they watched it or they like us.
You confuse me, but yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's like I said, it's just it's filled with times. It's filled with everything that we love about Rick and Morty. But of course, you can't have a good Rick and Morty episode without the show just kind of taking everything that you thought you knew about these characters that we've been with 5 seasons and just
make it a Tesseract.
And it gives you so much more depth behind these characters, and it's just great. We see that even Morty, who got sent back to his Cronenberg universe, and you think that he's all dependent on Rick, but when he found the one person that he could count on, or at least relate to, in his dad, and you see how, I forget the term for it, but it's like, codependency. Like, he has to have somebody. And I mean, we kind of saw that in season 5, the last episode, when he aged himself up to try to trick Rick into coming back, saying, "You've been going so long, now I'm 40 years old." And he brings Rick back home. Everybody else is the same age. Beth's like, "Can you please turn my son back to his own age?" And it's like,
that's crazy.
Morty, he says that he wants to, be sort of kind of independent. He has these times where he's like, "I don't need you, Rick. I can do things on my own." Like you said, we saw him with Planetina, but at the end of the day,
years.
At the end of the day,
no shit.
Morty needs Rick just as much as Rick's need Morty, and I don't think that they understand that. I don't think that they that Morty needs Rick, because without Rick C-137 he latches onto the next available person, which is why he was so easily tricked by Jerry. Jerry had the letter rewritten. Had another one. I wrote this quickly because I thought you'd have better stuff.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But it's great. The writing consistently great. The animation, it's animation style. The way they come up with these different characters and the different forms of aliens and how they all modified. It's like at some point, you think you run out of ideas. I don't know what they draw their inspiration from, but it's all great. But that's
what Dan Harmon's doing.
Yeah.
There you go, Dan. I got you, buddy. Dan Harmon's busy.
But the show. I mean, it's only one episode in, and I'm already loving it because it's just everything that we. If you love Rick and Morty, then this is just more what you love. It's more of the things that we tune in every week for, and it's just it. It's super. You know, it's no other way to say it other than it's super.
We started it off that way. So we're gonna start this off right. Rick and Morty Super. Let's go. So, what would you say the biggest takeaway from episode 1, season 6, Rick and Morty would be?
I think that the biggest takeaway that we can get from this is that, I mean, it's kind of like you said, we kind of got a formula of the episode that we know we're going to see this season. Of course, we're going to have Rick, Morty, and Summer going off doing things. We can see how comfortable Summer is leading a mission on her own with her 2 moms, and just in control, in charge.
She kind of saved the day as well. They were
yeah.
Beth and Space Beth were in like their little Sarlacc stomach situation in their little belly, in their little slowly digesting ooze and ahs of it all. And then here comes Summer with the X-23 claws saving the day. So I think she can hold her own.
Oh, I mean, absolutely.
She's clearly the choice every time something goes awry. Rick turns to her
straight to Summer
to reset things. So I'm wondering, is it because she's not a constant in every timeline or every universe? Because obviously, Diane died.
Yeah.
Here's the issue that I'm having, though. We're revisiting the C-137 origin story. We saw this when he was in a neuralizer talking to the cricket man who was played by
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. So that story was said to be fictitious. It was a fabricated origin story that Rick was just using to trick them to get him out of the neuralizer and zapping into different characters' bodies so he can escape. But they turned around and canonized it, but it makes no sense because Diane was there, Beth was there as a little girl, and the explosion came and blew them both away. Go back and watch it, it's clearly there. But in some realities, Diane grows up. Obviously, that's the ones that he spends time in. What I'm saying is, in his home reality, Diane's not there.
Right.
Beth's not there. So Summer was never born.
Right.
So it has to be something about Summer's existence that makes her a constant, that anytime something goes wrong, he has protocols for Summer to follow.
Yeah.
You seen that in the Mind Blowers episode. He uses Summer to go to deal with Mr. Nimbus. He turned around and Summer came through when they were in the wastelands, kind of like Mad Max. Again, the mustache when he took the helmet off.
I feel like you're looking at my mustache. It's like, no, it looks good.
It was horrible. But Summer's
his hairstyle wasn't better either.
But the thing about it is they're always ragging on Summer. So I'm trying to understand, like, what's the real thing that's going on? There has to be something going on that I'm not catching. So if you guys know what it is, leave it down in the comment section. I would love to hear the theories about why does Rick utilize Summer versus a different fail-safe, which he has. He's used different fail-safes before.
Yeah, he's
come up in a cloning back, and I didn't hear you.
No, saying he's had like Beth go out and do something before.
Yeah, but more Summer than Beth.
Well, yeah, no, definitely more Summer than Beth. As we can see how Beth is almost incapable of shooting at killing a creature.
That was so horrible. That was so horrible. What's in the side,
what's in the shoulder. And she's like literally shooting him in the face, but I guess her gun wasn't set right. And then
That was
Space
bad.
Beth shoots her, and she was like, I had it. I was gonna do it.
Yeah, she had it. Rick and Morty again. 100 years. 100 years. Rick and Morty. What are they on? Like 70 now, right? 100 episodes.
Total episodes? I have no idea.
Well, that was the idea. We were going to get like 100 episodes.
Yeah.
And again, we'll love it. We'll want more of it. But if they capped it at 100, they could go down as one of the greatest that ever did it.
Possibly.
People are going to go crazy. They'll be rioting in the streets.
Oh, absolutely.
They'll be knocking on Dan Homer's door, saying, "Look, we need another 100 episodes. Where's Justin?"
IMDb has 61 listed. So, and they already have the 10 episodes on here for season 6. So the end of season 6 will bring them to 61. And if they have 100 episodes, they got a few more seasons in them, as long as Adult Swim keeps running it.
Listen, Rick and Morty. If you're not watching it, I don't know what you're doing with yourself. I mean, this is what we as an audience that loves everything with love, because it's enough toilet humor mixed with enough intelligent humor, mixed with enough family drama, mixed with enough what the hell is that, and they encapsulate all of it, and they showcase it very well. I'm excited that they're back. I want to see more Rick and Morty right now. That's like, I don't understand why this is not on a continuous loop, feeding through the drip and the IV in my brain. By the way, there was a lot of brain eating in this episode. There's a lot of protein. I can't see myself being that savage, but it's all. You seen Savage Jerry was jacked.
Yeah, you gotta get that protein in. You gotta keep yourself energized.
Brains. He's a zombie. Damn, catch that metaphor. He's eating brains. Then he made a disturbing discovery, though. He was saying because the brains were not all of them, but most of them are intact, were they conscious about being Cronenberg? And let's not forget, see, Rick from 137, or was it Rick 137, that actually Cronenberg the world? We are not looking at a good guy.
No,
I mean, this guy got a lot. Accidentally, though. He didn't do it on purpose. He was trying to appease his grandson. So if love doesn't destroy a universe or two, I don't want it. You know what I mean? Rick and Morty season 6. Rick and Morty. I can't look at me. I'm so twisted.
So excited about it.
Rick and Morty is back.
Off to
I'm excited.
A great start. I'm loving it. But let us know what you think about Rick and Morty season 6 episode.
You need to love it. If you don't love it, we're coming out this. No, just joking.
Let us know in the comments below. It would be absolutely. Oh God. Nobody wants that. But let us know in the comments below what you thought about the episode. What are your hopes for season 6 of Rick and Morty? And where do you think Rick from C-137 is going to end up? Is he going to catch evil Rick? Is he going to give up his pursuit? Who knows? But leave us a comment. But don't forget, if you like the video, go ahead, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we have a new episode coming out. If you prefer your audio podcast, you can find us on most podcast streaming services. And if you want to join in the conversation, you can tweet at us at ATSuperPod.
People are going to start telling you that in the streets.
Look,
what do you do then when they recite that to you?
Then I thank them, because that means that they've listened to the show enough to where they memorized it.
Even I don't have it memorized. I'm on the show.
You hear it every week.
It's my favorite part. Bye, y'all.
We'll see you in the next episode.